coming up on this week's show.
We're getting weird in the Lone Star State.
Doesn't like being on TV, he just hit me.
Why flying taxis and sausage hotels are the future of travel. And in the snow and against the clock, I take on the European Sauna Marathon.
I don't quite know the sauna etiquette. I think I'm just going to throw myself in there.
We start this week in Austin, the state capital of Texas. Every year it hosts South by Southwest, which has grown from a one-week showcase of the city's musical talent to a massive international festival. So in the face of all that global attention, how do you keep a little bit of local flavour alive? We sent Kate Hardy-Buckley to find out.
The city of Austin claims to be the live music capital of the world, with over an estimated 300 venues offering a song and dance on any given night.
Austin is a phenomenal place if you play the music we play, which is what I call Texas-made honky-tonk. And it's all about the dancing and having a good time.
Every March, over 200,000 people flock here for the South by Southwest Festival, where you can delve into a world of music, film, interactive media, and seminars. The city, which also happens to be Janis Joplin's birthplace, is a liberal hub in a traditionally conservative state.
There's a lot that you can get away with here that maybe you can't get away in other parts of the state.
Austin is home to the only nudist beach in Texas, as well as over 1.5 million bats in the summertime. It has its own cathedral of junk and an all-year-round Christmas shop.
The city's immensely proud of its so-called weirdness, its creative, original character. In fact, there's even a motto here: keep Austin weird.
20 years ago, Red Vossenick coined the term on a radio chat show in an attempt to fight off any signs of gentrification.
So they said, well, why are you donating to this show? And I said, it helps keep Austin weird. And I kind of clicked. And I said to my wife, and she said, well, let's get bumper stickers. So we did. I got a website up, and it slowly took off. I can't believe it's lasted this long.
20 years.
Yeah.
Austin strikes me as a city where everyday life has an added twist.
This coffee shop really is keeping it weird.
Civil Goat's special offer with your coffee is a date with a furry friend.
The old story of folklore is that, a goat herder and his goats were out and they found some coffee plants and he saw them eating the berries, and so the herder ate the berries and then he felt energized, and so that's how coffee was discovered. He's a little bit feisty today, I will say. He's a little, yeah.
Doesn't like being on TV, he just bit me.
He doesn't, oh my gosh,
Oh my
this
God.
is so weird. He usually doesn't bite like that.
Take a trip downtown and it's easy to see how much the city is expanding. It's a modern metropole now with a thriving tech scene. The economy is booming and properties are going up left, right, and center.
The joke is that the skyline is all cranes now, that you can't do the skyline without cranes. Yeah, it's everywhere. It is sometimes good, sometimes bad.
More housing for a growing city.
We're a booming city. We have to make room for people. We have to put them somewhere. I think there's no other way to do it but to go up.
With all this development, I just wonder if the quirky character of the city is in jeopardy.
Anyone who says you can't change or tries to fight against the change is fighting against the inevitable. I think we're much better served just trying to find a way to grow together and to make sure that no one's getting left behind.
But not everyone in town is as optimistic about the change.
Everything new that's coming in is raising the cost of living and the cost of everything else so high that you just don't have any of the people that everybody thought was so cool, or oh, I really like that business, it was so weird, or oh, I like these people because it was so much different than here. And it's like, no, it's just like every other city.
But some people are determined to preserve the quirk and the individuality here.
I'm about to meet someone who for a year pushed the boundaries of weirdness to the extreme.
Professor Dumpster spent the year living in, well, yes, you guessed it, a dumpster.
And I wanted to do an experiment around seeing how little stuff you needed and how little space you needed to have a pretty happy life. Partway through that experiment, a lot of things were really better about life by downsizing. And I came to this sort of awareness that, hey, we should do something totally different with housing and try to make housing more like a product than building it like a traditional house.
All that time in the dumpster inspired Jeff to create the casita, or little house, merging originality and the city's housing needs. He's keen to show me one that's just up and running.
You can issue a voice command and the whole home will respond. So you can just say, Alexa, turn casita on. Or you can say, Alexa, turn casita on.
Please? Okay.
See, you have to say it with some polite British, like, say please. Really what the dumpster did was allow a sort of shift in how we actually thought about housing. So Casita was actually designed by a product designer.
Jeff thinks these casitas would be an ideal home for holidaymakers.
The idea would be that wherever you travel, you're going to get a premier sort of hotel experience anywhere you go by staying in a casita.
It seems only somewhere like here in Austin could someone swing from living in a dumpster to launching a new, technologically entrenched style of living.
There's a lot of weird and wonderful things across this city, and some people are using their creativity to keep Austin kind.
These chefs have left their jobs in gourmet restaurants and are now using their talents to feed Austin's homeless. On tonight's menu,
Wow.
pulled pork and a truffle corn grits with Brussels sprouts gorgonzola salad.
Flavors are like music, and if you taste something that you haven't tasted in a long time, it will take you right back to where you were. And that's what these men experience with our food.
I think that it fits in with what how Austin sees itself. You know, we want to be perceived as a city that is doing better.
Well, I'm very inspired.
So while you're being inspired, cut some lime.
How do you want these? So the guys are beginning to pour in now for their meal, and it's really lovely to see the look on their faces when they see the delicious food.
This food they give us here, and I love it.
Good place to, come in and rest and eat, get a good meal, take a shower.
Everywhere you look in the city, you see examples of people pushing boundaries and embracing unusual approaches.
I've been to a number of cities across the US, but I've never found anywhere as quirky as here. And the people of Austin are all bursting with pride, all eager to preserve the playful, weird soul of the city.
Red, who coined the term Keep Austin Weird, has invited me to chicken poop bingo.
So how many tickets can we get you?
2 tickets, a ticket each,
Right,
please.
so it's gonna be $4. May y'all be chicken poop winners.
The board has, I guess, 100 numbers on it in squares.
Okay.
And they put bird seed all over it. They put the chicken in there, and the chicken wanders around and eats, and then eventually poops, and there you go.
All right, ready to go, here we go.
There's 4, so I'm down there. And you are 26. She's hovering around yours.
Yeah, right now.
This could be good.
It's been going on here for a little over 20 plus years, and it came from a local musician.
Different chicken, I'm presuming.
Yes, there's been about 12 chickens. This is Miss Jenny.
The noise doesn't bother them?
Not at all.
Looks
Not a
happy.
thing. She's
looks
happy.
She looks very healthy.
Yeah, they are. They're very healthy, happy, and they're great babies.
My time in this eccentric city is almost up, but I've got time for one more Austin offering.
quick, quick. There you go.
So this is Texan dancing.
This is Texan dancing. So it's gonna be a 1, 2, and then quick, quick, quick.
Is Austin changing? That seems inevitable. But there's no doubt in my mind, Austinites will forever embrace all things weird and wonderful.
And if Texas is on your bucket list, here are some things we think you should look out for while you're there. Space Center Houston is one of the big family attractions. The museum has loads of interactive exhibits and the world's biggest collection of moon rocks. There's a 90-minute tram tour of the old mission control itself, which is currently being restored. It's expected to reopen in time for the 50th anniversary of the moon landings in July. If you're looking for cowboy culture, Fort Worth is a strong choice. It's often called the place where the West begins, and it won't take you long to find out why. There are twice daily cattle drives at the stockyards, and it's also the home of Billy Bob's Texas, which claims to be the world's largest honky-tonk bar. Another interesting bet is the Cowgirl Museum and Hall of Fame, which aims to honour the women who helped shape the American West. Big Bend National Park is vast, around 1,200 square miles of rivers, mountains and deserts on the US-Mexico border. There's an incredible amount to do there, including canoeing, hiking and horse riding. During peak periods, a lot of the campsites get booked up, so try to avoid holidays like spring break in mid-March. And if you're a carnivore, the state has plenty of meaty delights. Visitors rave about Texan barbecue. You'll find good eateries all over the place, but our tip? Look for a place with an outdoor pit and choose the brisket.
Still to come on the travel show.
The electric journey that took this man from Amsterdam to Australia. And I test my inner warmth in one of the world's chilliest marathons.
This is really very nice. I can't imagine it be warm when we get out though.
So don't go away.
Time now for Trending Travel, a monthly look at some of the best travel-related stories, pics and videos making news online. Facial recognition technology has been used on humans for the past few years, but now its use has been turned to track stolen apes and chimps. The idea came to conservationist Alexandra Russo, who has teamed up with non-profit Conservation X Labs to create Chimp Face, software that will search through social media and be able to track down animals stolen from the wild. Wiebe Wacker and his electric car, the Blue Bandit, have just completed an electric road trip of a lifetime. Travelling from the Netherlands all the way to Australia, he has relied on the kindness of strangers who offered him a place to stay and charge his car through his website, plugmein.com. The offers determined the route and had taken him through 33 countries on his epic journey over the past 3 years.
Unfortunately, the uptake of electric vehicles is going quite slow because people assume that they are not reliable or that you cannot cover long distances with it. So I thought, like, if I can do something which really speaks to the imagination, which is driving an electric car from Amsterdam to literally the other side of the world, I'm able to create a lot of exposures and hoping to change people's opinions on electric cars and by basically showing that it can be done.
Flying taxis have been out of the news for a while, but now Boeing has successfully tested its prototype of a pilotless air vehicle. Even though this test lasted less than a minute, Boeing are predicting that these vehicles could be flying passengers as soon as 2023. Now this is a hotel for meat lovers all over the world. The founder, Klaus Bobel, who is unsurprisingly a butcher in Germany, has recently opened what is claimed to be the world's first sausage-themed hotel. The Bobel Bratwurst Bed and Breakfast, or BB&BB for short, features wallpaper festooned with sausages, bratwurst-shaped cushions, and even some sausages hanging from hooks. And getting that great photo to put on Instagram is all important to a lot of us when we're away. But now, Vienna is asking people to unhashtag Vienna and have a digital detox. The city says it wants you to photograph less, enjoy more. Now, lots of you have sent us your pictures this month using the hashtag Travel Tuesday. Here are some of our favourites. There's an infinitely Italian feel to our first two. Marilyn Hoskins sent us this reflective photo of the waterfront in Florence. And Rebecca Hussman shared this picture of the streets in scenic Siena, while Fern took this stunning picture of Chefchaouen, the Moroccan city that's completely painted blue. Remember, keep sending in your pictures. Now, let's meet the travel filmmakers and vloggers who've caught our eye this month. Now, we all know Berlin as one of the great capital cities of the world with an exciting and vibrant culture. But did you know that their public transport system is also pushing artistic boundaries? Berlin's bus and metro company, the BVG, has racked up over 30 million views on YouTube with some great videos that are making the German capital's public transport network go viral. Well, that's your lot for now, but don't forget to send us your best pics, clips and stories, and who knows, maybe next time you could be trending in travel.
We're heading to the vast forests of southern Estonia and a popular ski resort enjoyed by everyone from local kids to Estonian Olympic medalists. Once a year though, Otepää morphs into something slightly different.
This little town is very quiet today, but that is all set to change when tomorrow morning this place becomes the staging area for the madcap, high energy and very, very chilly European sauna marathon.
Sauna has been part of Estonia's culture for 800 years, so it's no surprise the marathon is popular. Several hundred people are taking part this year. But before stripping down, they need to register and I need to find my team.
I've been told they're wearing t-shirts with the town name on them. I see plenty of onesies and funny costumes and wigs, but no t-shirts.
The marathon's rules are simple. Teams of 4 must visit a list of local saunas as quickly as possible. They get time bonuses if they also visit hot tubs and ice holes.
Otepää, you must be my team, I hope. Hello, hi, I'm Krista. Oh, is this for me? Yeah. Excellent. Wear it with pride.
Many nationalities are represented in this hall, starting with Estonia's big neighbour.
Россия третий раз. Мы любим баню, и здорово, что собирается столько людей, которым нравится баня.
I love your costumes. You look very beautiful, but you will be very cold.
No, I'm fine with that.
With so many teams, starting times have to be staggered. And keeping track of them all requires some clever technology.
I've been given a microchip, which I keep on my wrist and use it to check in and check out of each of the different sauna and hot tub and ice hole stops along the route, and it times us. Clock is ticking. Gotta go.
So we need to visit all the saunas. They're marked in blue dots.
Okay.
19 of them.
Got a long day ahead.
Yeah, but fun.
First stop, a traditional smoke sauna.
Here, in here, you have to register, I guess. Oh, yeah?
Ah, registered.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, let's go.
I don't quite know the sauna etiquette. I think I'm just going to throw myself in there.
Each team must spend a minimum of 3 minutes in each sauna. At around 80 degrees, plus a little extra heat coming from the crowd, you get warmed up pretty quickly.
We're probably about 3 minutes in now. Are you ready to hit the cold again? Yeah. All right, let's do it. All right, guys, you've seen the ice hole down there? Someone's got to do it, and it's not going to be me.
I'll do it.
Yes! Let's go.
Okay. It takes bravery to plunge into a frozen lake, but thanks to Lilia, 10 minutes will be deducted from our overall time. Yes!
Everyone in?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Another way to win time bonuses is the hot tubs, and I'm definitely volunteering for this one.
This is really very nice. We're surrounded by snowy Estonian forests and feel very toasty warm. I can't imagine it'll be warm when we get out though.
At our next stop, the sauna truck, we meet two Brits who seem to really enjoy the Estonian winter.
It's not as cold as it looks. Like, you know you've been in the sauna long enough when nothing feels better than just jumping into an ice hole straight afterwards. So yeah, it's been fantastic.
After going through many more thermal shocks, the finish line is finally in sight. Well, we haven't won, but we did make it to the end. And I think it's not too bad for a first attempt. And if that wasn't fun enough for one day, a wild party has just kicked off. These guys really don't know when to stop.
Well, that's all we have time for this week, but coming up on next week's programme.
Carmen's here with a look back at some of our favourite trips over the last few months.
Oh my gosh!
We've been everywhere from Taiwan to Los Angeles to the French Alps. And do watch out for the hairy new friends Addie made in Morocco.
This one's called Daisy, and I think we're friends now. Hello, Daisy. Hello.
So do join us then, and in the meantime, don't forget you can sign up to our social media feeds where you can share with us your travels around the world. Until next time, from me, Krista Larwood, and the rest of the Travel Show team here in the Baltics, it's goodbye.